The Chicago Bulls put up a disappointing effort against the Utah Jazz, losing this game 135-26. We're going to talk about it, break it all down and more, but you know what we got to do first? Got to play that intro.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm one of those here, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go ahead and get into it for today. And Chicago Bulls got their ass kicked. That's just what it is. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The Bulls absolutely got their asses kicked today. They had no energy. They could not match the energy of the Utah Jazz. It was John Collins initially. Keontae George came along as well. 33 points by Keontae George, which I think is probably a career high for him. Colin Sexton with 24 points. John Collins with 28 points off the bench. And overall, this was just a Utah Jazz team that just seemed like they wanted it more. And they got their first victory of the season now against the Chicago Bulls. The Bulls didn't have too many turnovers, but they did have some timely turnovers. We got out-rebounded on the boards today by 13, which definitely hurt the Chicago Bulls. Also, the second chance points and points in the paint were big. We got another game of over 60 points in the paint today, 16 second chance points, 11 fast break points. The Jazz just worked the Bulls today. It just is what it is. The Jazz worked the Bulls. Now, the Bulls did come out and played a much better second half than first half, but they still just, at that point, they were out to too much of a deficit. This Utah Jazz team was averaging 98 points a game on the season, and they put up 135 on you while missing Jordan Clarkson and Lauri Markkanen. That's how bad the Chicago Bulls defense is. A team that has not averaged over 100 points this season put 135 points on your head top in your home building. It's unacceptable. Unacceptable. And I know some people are going to say it's the too big lineup, things like that. That wasn't even it. It was just the energy that they outputted today. It just killed the Chicago Bulls with energy. This is a game of runs and energy and things like that. And the Bulls just did not have it. They could not match the energy of this team to save their lives at all. And when you look at the starting lineup, it actually wasn't that bad. Every starter scored in double digits. You had 15 points from Josh Giddey with 7 assists, 2 rebounds, 1 steal. He went 1 of 4 from three-point range. You had Ayo Dosunmu with 25 points, going 9 of 13. You had Kobe White with 28 points, going 10 of 19. He also chips in 6 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 steals. 23 points from Vooch on 10 rebounds. 13 points from Patrick Williams, taking 11 shots, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. It was just the energy plays. Shout out to THT, 28 minutes off the bench, 10 points. That's typically what he has to give. THT is a player that needs 20-plus minutes to get 10 points, but we needed him tonight. Jalen Smith didn't have his usual touch or impact today. Dalen Terry, solid 18 minutes from Dalen Terry. Modest Bucilis, another 4 minutes. Disappointing night by the Bulls. Disappointing night by the Chicago Bulls. And this is why I said, and there were some, not many Bulls fans, because I think more times than not people understood my pessimism with this team. But when I was telling people like, all right, cool, the Bulls look good, let's wait and see what they do next week, I was expecting it to be against teams like the Dallas Mavericks or whatever else. But this team lost back-to-back losses to the Nets and to the Utah Jazz. That was crazy. That was crazy to see. That was wild out there to see back-to-back. Now watch the Bulls go and beat Dallas and Minnesota on a back-to-back Wednesday and Thursday. But it again, and I know we were missing pieces. We were missing Zach LaVine in this game. He's a hugely important piece to the Chicago Bulls team, but this is either way that you cut it. This is a disappointing loss to a team that, again, like I said, you don't want to let your foot off the gas. You cannot overlook any team. That is not where the Chicago Bulls are. You cannot overlook anybody. But yeah, it's ugly. This was an ugly loss by the Chicago Bulls, and this was a game that the Bulls should not have lost. They shouldn't have lost this game. But when you look at the first and second half for the Chicago Bulls in this game, for example, I said it was a tale of two halves, really, right? In the first half of this game, the Bulls went 20 of 51 from the field for 39%. They went 6 of 20 for 30% from three-point range. You flip that and you look at what they did in the second half of this game. The Bulls shot 25 of 44 for 56%, almost 57% from the field. And they also went 8 of 17 for 47% from three. And this is why the slow starts completely kill the Chicago Bulls. You allowed for 62 points in the second half of this game. I mean, in the first half of this game. That's where the Bulls lost this game. They actually played pretty well down the stretch. Yes, they made some mistakes. They allowed Keontae George to get really hot. Keontae George was pointing to the bench and shit like that. But if the Bulls did not have that double-digit deficit early in the first half of this game, this is still a very winnable game for the Chicago Bulls. You look at it. In the second half, the team's tied. In the third quarter, the Jazz scored 33, the Bulls scored 40. In the fourth quarter, the Jazz scored 40 and the Bulls scored 33. They tie the second half of this game. It still comes back to why you have to execute a full 4 quarters of basketball if you want to beat any teams in this league. You allow a team to get out in rhythm against you, that's it. It could be it for you. That's it. It's done. And so that's what the Bulls saw, and that's what they were a victim of tonight because they just did not execute at the level that they needed to execute at. It just is what it is. Great point from Joe here. The Jazz play with more hunger and knock down some key shots. That's a fact. That's a fact. They played like they wanted it more. They played like they were the better coach team. They played like they were the team that expected to win this game. The Bulls were playing scared. Scared money don't make money, right? And that's just the unfortunate side effect of the Bulls and them being such an up and down team. The Bulls have to be better, and they got to be more consistent. And that's in part up to coaching staff as well. You got to be better than that. And the Bulls were not the better team today. They did not deserve to win this game, even with how much better they played in the second half of this game. They didn't deserve to win. And, the Jazz get their first win of the season. Their first win of the season against the Chicago Bulls. This is like losing to the Detroit Pistons on a back-to-back all over again. Right? It just sucks. The sad part about this game is the fact that we actually won the turnover battle and lost today's. But we lost the rebounding battle. We lost the second chance point battle. We lost the battle of the points in the paint. Like, you can't lose that many battles. Like, yeah, it's great that we didn't turn the ball over a lot, right? That's good to see. But you didn't take care of the other aspects of basketball that you need to take care of if you want to be able to win a basketball game. And that's just what it comes down to. This team has to be better in their execution. They have to be better in how they go about their business. There's just no way around that. It happens. It's a long season. Everyone gets popped at some. Oh, facts. But it's how they lost, right? Not really. Like, if the Bulls would have competed and lost, it's cool. You're gonna lose. You're not gonna win all the games, even that you're competitive in. But once again, the Bulls get harping by torpedoed by a slow start. The slow start of this game is what really killed the Bulls tonight. It was the slow start. I see, man, I don't agree with that. This offense actually had a lot of flow, especially in the second half of this game. We've had flow all season. So I disagree with you. And saying the team's untalented, I disagree with that wholeheartedly. This was just a game that it just came down to energy, in my opinion. Energy. This is one of those fuck around and find out. Fact. That's a big fact. They effed around and they found out. No Zach, no W. Lost to the winless Jazz. I'll say this, though. If we include Kobe in the deal, Iowa will serve just fine. Listen, MC been on that narrative all day. Ain't you? Wait, I don't know if it was you. It may have been somebody else that said that the Bulls are going to trade for Ben Simmons and make Ben Simmons the starting center. I think that I think that was Antoine, though. But, come on, man. What are we doing? This was just unacceptable, and I don't care who's missing from our team. There's no pride in Chicago sports anymore, and I have to blame coaching for the most part with these slow starts repeatedly. No, listen, coaching isn't telling the team to not make shots. Coaching isn't telling the team to not go hard after loose balls and rebounds, right? They got outworked in the first half of this game, completely outworked in the first half of this game. Man, they had THT out there. Yeah, that's crazy. Crazy. Two horrible losses in a row. For the love of God, please fire Billy Donovan now. These slow starts are freaking horrendous. Slow starts are definitely ugly. Miggs in the building says, effing embarrassing. Donovan is part of the problem. As long as he's the coach, the team is going nowhere. Yeah, but I mean, again, I don't know if this team ever had the roster construction to really go anywhere, not with this roster, right? What did I say? I called it saying we'd lose to the Nets and Jazz. Sure, our offense has changed and we have moments where we look good, but it's still the same old Bulls. I think that's an oversimplification, but I mean, listen, they didn't have the energy today. Haize, you called it. We might lose again to the Brooklyn Nets in this team and might fuck around and win the game versus the Dallas Mavericks. Well, listen, and I think this too, like the Bulls realistically can go on a 5-game losing streak. We've already got 2 losses now to the Nets and to the Jazz. Next up, we face the Dallas Mavericks, the Minnesota Timberwolves, and the Atlanta Hawks. It's realistic that the Bulls could go on a 5-game losing streak. They could go on a 5-game losing streak. I predicted this loss because it was so Bulls to be a team's first win in a while. But look at the score. We have been scoring so well this season. The defense will come eventually. I hope. I'll take it. I'm sorry. I mean, I guess if you're looking at the box score and trying to rationalize it, but this came down to energy. I'm not taking a loss based off energy because you could have won this game. They could have won this game. Hey, I don't think we're winning against Dallas. The Bulls. They act like they can't play back to back. Well, I mean, that's not back to back. We don't play the Mavericks until Wednesday, but then we face the Mavericks and the Minnesota Timberwolves Wednesday and Thursday. But we'll see what this team does. We'll see. The Bulls got to stop underestimating these bad teams. Otherwise, they're going to keep taking L's this season to these teams that just like last season and got to stop with these late turnovers. Not a lie was said. Not a lie was said. Is this a game that we can call ball cheeks? This was definitely a ball cheek. That's funny that is actually. I've seen people say that on Twitter. It's crazy that ball cheeks really turned into a thing. Ball cheeks turned into a thing is crazy. It's crazy. This is not a winnable game, Haize. We don't have enough talent out. No, this was still a winnable game. I don't know if you watched the game, Erman. This was a winnable game. This was this game that didn't come down to a lack of talent because the Jazz don't have a lot of talent. This came down to a lack of effort. This was a very winnable game. Very winnable game. Guys, we're in beat actually good teams after losing 2. Oh, that's a fact. That's a fact. We're gonna definitely beat one of Minnesota or Dallas. We're gonna beat. Watch, we're gonna beat. Hayes, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like Sexton plays better in Chi-Town. I don't know. Let's see. Let's Colin Sexton versus the Chicago Bulls. Let's see. Let's take a look. Let's see what StatMuse got to tell us on that. StatMuse is such a good tool, by the way. Let's see. So against the Chicago Bulls, Colin Sexton has played 13 games against the Bulls, and he averages 19 points, 3.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists in games against the Chicago Bulls. So you could say, when you look at the last 3 games against the Bulls, he's had 24 points, 14, 17, 30, 22, and then today's game. So you very well could say that. Very well could say that. No defense, trouble with defending the pick and roll, and got destroyed inside the paint. That's a fact. That's a fact. Julian Phillips was off tonight. Yeah, I mean, well, Julian Phillips again, like he's right now he's best as a spot up shooter in the corner. But he didn't bring the defense that we're used to seeing from him either. Bulls between the Bulls and Bears, man, I'm gonna go cry in the car, bro. It's sad at the time, Chicago sports fan. I mean, listen, it comes with the thing. It comes with the thing. And again, if you're talking about in this game, yes, but the Bulls are actually, they average the most assists, they average the 3rd most passes, and the Bulls have been having motion for the majority of this season. In this game, yes, it's stagnated. But you can't say that that's hasn't been the whole entire season for the Bulls. It just hasn't been. I wouldn't mind Ben being the center. Give strong, yeah, no, that's stupid. Stupid. Ben Simmons doesn't give strong anything vibes. Haize, I have to disagree with you. Yes, going after loose balls is a player's responsibility, but a good coach won't let that happen. You think Popper spoke? You think so? You've never seen the Heat not go after loose balls? Tell that lie, especially this season. Tell that lie. What is this? Is the coach can't stop the game in the middle of a game and say, "Oh, you didn't go after a loose ball." No, that's not coaching. That's player effort, right? Now, it is up to Billy Donovan to coach his team up and to call them out for it, but you can only do so much in a case like that. It still comes down to the player effort. John Collins, who was softer than Sharman, looked like baby Barkley against us. He killed it today. He killed yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, then you didn't comprehend the game very well, Herman, because this was a game that came down to energy, not talent. This came down to energy and a slow start. Look on the bright side. At least Patrick Williams was aggressive tonight. Yeah, he was definitely aggressive tonight. Stop watching sports beta males. This like people like it's just funny. At least I got my Steelers doing well. This I don't give a fuck about the Steelers. Look at the bright side. At least it is what it is. Man, what is he talking about? Bulls moving the ball around. Offensive definitely flows more better now than it did with DeMar. Exactly. That's why you can people who watch basketball games can always tell the people who try to reverse engineer a conversation about basketball games. You can always tell that. It's very easy to do that. It's not if you have to imagine it, then guess what? It's not realistic. We can talk about the potential of what Ben Simmons can be, but Ben Simmons isn't good, and he doesn't have the mental fortitude of a. You really going to Bill Russell to Ben Simmons, and you think you need imagination? Yeah, you need imagination. You know why you need imagination in that? Because it's not real. That's stupid. It's just stupid. We're talking about imagination for a basketball player that has looked weak mentally, has not been able to stay on the court, and has literally gotten worse each of the years that are supposed to be in his prime. And you're talking about you need imagination for that? That's literally the stupidest argument that you can present in trying to say that Ben Simmons can be Bill Russell. What the fuck are we talking about? Like seriously, I really try to be nice to everybody. Rewatch Bill Russell, and you'll see exactly who Ben Simmons is. What, and then you say you lack a little imagination. If you need imagination to try to compare a weak-minded player to one of the all-time greats, it's not a good argument. That's fucking idiotic. What the fuck are we talking about? That's stupid. That's just stupid. I'm sorry. That's dumb. Like I the levels of stupidity that is needed to try to compare Ben Simmons to Bill Russell is fucking retarded. That's what it is. That's mental retardation. That's what that is. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? That's not imagination, my boy. That's high. That's a failed drug test. What the fuck? Bulls losses brings out the stupidity in people. What are we talking about? Everybody in this chat is stupid for reading that comment. That like, what are we talking about, bro? That's you're talking about imagination and basketball IQ. That's even further stupidity. He's not weak minded. He's not weak minded. You're talking about, bro. Listen, I'm sorry, MC. I know you're a big supporter, and I appreciate you supporting the channel. But what the fuck are you talking about, bro? That is exactly fentanyl. Everybody in here is telling the same. You have literally united a Bulls fan base that is upset over a win because now everybody's looking at your stupidity. Ben takes breaks when the fans hate on him. What are we talking about, bro? Ben Simmons will never be Bill Russell. He's tweaking. Hey man, you got to go touch you some coochie, my boy. Like you stop talking basketball for the night. Like just take a 24-hour break, bro. Take a 24-hour break. What are we talking about? MC needs help. He has lost his mind. Next thing he'll say is Dalen Terry is a great shooter. Dalen Terry could be Kobe Bryant if you just have some imagination. If you have some imagination, he can be Kobe Bryant. I mean, truthfully, Ben Simmons is a jump shot away from being like a LeBron type player. Oh yeah, minus his head issues and injury prone, but yeah, I guess that's harder said than done. Ben Simmons is the epitome of weak mindedness. That's man. Listen, that boy is smoking some good, bro. That man. Hey, listen, they laced that man's weed with fentanyl, crack, cocaine, angel dust, coochie hair from Oprah Winfrey. He's smoking some shit that we don't have access to as people. This man just compared Ben Simmons to Bill Russell and said that we lack imagination. Logan, Haize, what do you think of the rotation? Should anybody who isn't playing be playing? I mean, right now, yeah. I mean, just because of the nature of how many players that we have out, right? But I'll say this: like the rotation that we use today, everybody did something, right? I mean, to a degree, like THT was out there hustling today. Now, he was hustling on his way to inefficient 10 points, but he was out there hustling. So you got to give him a little bit of credit for that. But, you know, um, it is what it is. Hayes, only if you could reach through the screen and slap the shit out of him with that Ben Simmons bullshit. Hey, man, that's crazy, bro. Yo, wait, did he say Ben Simmons is like Bill Russell? No, I'll get him the fuck out of here. MC must be stopped at all costs, literally. Ben Simmons passed the ball and refused to dunk or lay up a little Trey Young. What the fuck makes him think Ben Simmons should be? Ben Simmons compared to Russell, somebody smoking lace with pubic hair. We lack imagination. Like that, like, what are we talking about? That's crazy, man. That's wild, bro. Haize, my legs with cerebral palsy are much stronger than Ben Simmons' mental health. Man, that's crazy, bro. That's I've never in my life thought I would see somebody compare compare Ben Simmons to Bill Russell and think that they are making a cogent basketball conversation. That's crazy. Do you attribute this loss more to injuries, to Ball and Levine, or lack of all the above, Axel? All jokes aside, this is all the above. I think if you have Levine out there, you have a much more efficient offense at the beginning of this game. We did have an efficient offense in the second half, and I think that would have definitely helped the Bulls win this game. But yeah, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. Vooch has been killing it based off our timeline. I love if we can somehow get Walker Kessler. Yeah, but that's crazy, man. That's Ben Simmons should slap MC for causing all these strays, bro. That's hey, somewhere right now, Ben Simmons' knee is on fire, and it's like, why? What happened? Oh, let's be real. We aren't trying to lose that lottery pick. That became clear today, and with how much the bench played versus a winnable team, they all got the most playing time all season. No, well, you also got to look at the fact they got the most playing time because of who we were missing. Like, it really didn't get much more. Jalen Smith got the same 15 minutes he's been getting. Dalen Terry got 18 minutes because we were missing Zach LaVine. Modest Bucilis, he got less minutes than he was getting during the season. Julian Phillips, the same 16 minutes he's been getting on the season. Taylor Horton Tucker, 28 minutes. Yeah, because Taylor Horton Tucker was actually giving some defensive effort when we needed it. That's what you're looking at, man. This was a way to release stress after a bad loss. Absolutely, bro. That's absolutely, bro. That's that random group of ugly women telling each other they cute got more confidence than Ben Simmons with wide open layups, bro. That's crazy, man. That's crazy, bro. And he's still going. What did bro, just stop, man. That just stop, bro. Just stop. Like is that really the bro? Just stop, man. It's okay, bro. Just stop, bro. It's okay, man. It's all right. Nobody's riding with you on that. Ben Simmons would look at you probably and slap you. But then he'd probably again have the mental weakness to be afraid to slap somebody. That's just what are we talking about, bro? What are we this somebody please pull this and post this on social media. I would do it, but I gotta go do Locked On Bulls. This man is straight saying that Ben Simmons can be Bill Russell. Man, that's crazy, bro. I'm getting the feeling we all smoke, but if you're high enough to compare Bill Russell to Ben Simmons, then my brother, you need actual psychosis help, my God. Oh man, that is crazy, bro. That's wild, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. Thoughts on Io so far this season? Io is starting to come around. Slow start to the season for Io DeSumo, but I really do think Io's starting to come out of it, and I think he's going to have a really good. I think he's going to get back to what we need him to get back to, and he's been solid defensively all season long. But his offense is starting to come along, which is going to open some things up for him for sure. Oh man, Ben Simmons is not even as good as Tony Allen, and I'm not even talking about mental health. That's crazy, man. That's wild, bro. Whew, that man said, "Hey, y'all see Ben Simmons? That's the next Bill Russell right there." Yep, it sure the hell is. It sure the hell is. That's crazy, my guy. Whew. Could you imagine if you were in a basketball conversation with somebody and they were like, "Yeah, I want to have a debate." Okay, bet. What are we debating? Bet. Follow me. Follow me. Bill Russell, Ben Simmons. You just have to walk out on them. You just have to walk out, man. Haize is a casual fan that's almost as dumb as comparing Ben Simmons to Bill Russell. Yeah, I mean, at this point, MC can say whatever he's gonna say. Like that Cristiano Felicio is Shaq. Like that's crazy, bro. No, forget this game. MC eat another Lace Scooby snack and triple down. That's crazy, bro. That's wild, man. That is absolutely insane. That is absolutely insane, man. That's woo, man. But all right, y'all, man, we're gonna get ready to wrap it up. I needed that lap. Listen, you know what? The one thing that we can always bet on, and I gotta love people for this, is after a bad loss, there's always gonna be something to have fun. I didn't even have to flame them. Like, really, that thought process, that statement enough was enough for a failed drug test. Petty Roosevelt doesn't even have to come out because that was, man, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. That's that's wild, bro. Left mask, the sound of it shit sounds funny, bro. It's really crazy, bro. That's because we don't have imagination. You know, if you need imagination, that's what you need. Like, what are we talking about, man? Haize, how much longer till ball bounce? Well, they said he's going to be out 10 days. So that he's not going to be reevaluated for 10 days. So that puts him coming back. I think the Cavaliers game is around when that puts him coming back. That should be the title of this channel when I need a good laugh. Imagination. You know what? I may start a secondary channel where I just got to roast because you know what? I'm trying to clean up the channel. I'm trying to be a better human being, but that roasting channel may be coming. It may be coming, and I may just take screenshots from some people's comments because listen, it. Man, I love you guys, man. Thank you guys for being the best chat in the world, even MC. You guys are amazing. Make sure you guys are following the channel at Bull Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullcentralpod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We're the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related, and apparently your Ben Simmons, Bill Russell propaganda. Love you guys. Go Bulls. See red, y'all. Peace. That's crazy. That's and color me for things that I never thought that I would see. That's wow.
Of the Break Media.